Hello, my name is Chris Williams from Alright Games, and today I'm going to teach you about my two-player abstract strategy game, Dark Spires. Dark Spires is quick and easy to both learn and play, but has a depth of strategy that can be difficult to master. To set up Dark Spires, simply place the 8 realm cards in our circle on the table, and place all the Spire dice and the 2 portal tokens in the center of that circle. Assign each player a color, either black or white, and decide the first player randomly. One of the realm cards has a unique back, but this can be ignored for the time being, as it's simply used for notating games, which I'll touch on at the end. You win if your opponent is unable to move or summon on their turn. On your turn, you must either summon or move one of your spires. Your turn then ends, and your opponent will take their turn. Throughout play, you'll need to keep in mind the rule of pairs, which states that no player may ever have more than 2 spires of the same value at a time. This does not include spires in the middle of the circle or banished spires that are on the outside of the circle, only spires that are on realm cards. The value on the bottom of a spire is its current value. For example, this black spire is a 3, while this white spire back here is a 2, because that is the bottom value. If we were to turn it, this would now be a 4. To summon, place your portal on any realm that does not already have a portal or a spire on it, regardless of color. Then take one of your spires from the middle of the circle and place it onto that realm, setting it to a value of your choice, keeping in mind the rule of pairs. Your portal will remain on that realm until your next summon. If you do not have any spires in the middle of the circle, then you cannot summon. Later in the game, space will become more limited. In this example, players could only summon to either this card or this card, because all other cards either have a portal or a spire already on them. Instead of summoning, you may move one of your spires that is already on a realm either clockwise or counterclockwise. The number of realm cards that you must move is equal to the spire's value. While moving, you cannot pass over your opponent's spires, but you can land on them. Similarly, you can pass over your own spires, but you cannot land on them. Portals do not affect movement. If you are unable to move the entire amount, then you cannot move that spire. After moving, you must change the value of the spire to a different value of your choice, keeping in mind the rule of pairs. It may not stay the same value. So for this example, the white spire here could be moved clockwise because it can move through its own spire and it can land on an opponent's spire, but it cannot move counterclockwise because this black spire is in the way. So this spire has a value of 3, goes 1, 2, 3, and then changes its value to whatever it wants, keeping in mind the rule of pairs. Let's change it to a 1. This would also banish this spire and resurrect this spire, which we'll get to in just a moment. If you end your movement by landing on an opponent's spire, banish it by moving it above its realm card. Banished spires cannot be moved or summoned and do not affect movement or summoning. If you move or summon onto a realm where one of your spires are banished, resurrect it by returning it to the middle of the circle. You cannot resurrect an opponent's spire. We could have instead resurrected this spire up here by summoning to this card because there was no portal or spire on it, which would have resurrected this spire. If your opponent is unable to summon or move on their turn, the game ends immediately and you win. In this example, if it was white's turn, they would not be able to move because this is the only spire that they have in play and it has a value of 3. It cannot move counterclockwise because there is a spire in the way there, and it cannot move clockwise because there is a spire in the way here. It has no spires to summon, and therefore it cannot summon or move, and white has lost. If you would like to notate your games, either for record keeping or for playing remotely, you can use the card with the unique back to help with this. Our recommended way is to use the 3-value notation method. This method uses 3 different values. The first value is the card's location that you'll be taking the action on. The second value is the action you'll be taking. And the third value is whatever value you'll be setting your die to at the end of your turn. This first value, location, can be determined by counting from 1 to 8, moving clockwise, starting with your unique card. So this would be card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we wanted to move this die, we would write 1 as our first value in our notation. If we wanted to move it clockwise, we would write C. If we wanted to move it counterclockwise, we would write CC. And if we were to summon, we would write S. We'll move it clockwise for this example. So we'll write a C. And then we have to change it to a new value, and that's our third value in our notation. So we'll change it to a 1. So we'll write 1. This movement notation would be 1C, 1. 1 being the card, C being the direction that you're moving it, and 1 being the new value that you've changed it to. If instead we decided we wanted to summon this die, let's say we'll summon it to this card up here. Move our portal, and we would count the card. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is card 5. We would write S for summon, and then we would, let's say we'll summon it as a 2. So we'll write 2. So we have card 5, S for summon, 2 for its new value. And that's how you can notate your games. Dark Spires comes in a travel-friendly Mint 10 to make it so you can play this game anywhere you want. But if you'd like to upgrade your copy, we have a couple additional add-ons that can be purchased separately. The first is this beautiful playmat that makes it so you don't even need to use the realm cards. Simply place your spires and portals on the mat and you're good to go. The next is the dice upgrade that comes in a bag with a little keychain, and inside the bag are larger dice. When compared to the standard dice that come with the game, they're just a lot easier to pick up and move around and feel really nice while playing. And that's everything you need to know to play Dark Spires. We'll be releasing Dark Spires with a crowd sale right away on the Game Crafter. With a crowd sale, every 10 copies sold, the game gets cheaper for everyone who backed, regardless of when they purchased. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask, whether it's about the crowd sale or about the game itself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy Dark Spires.